Little did I know that that wasn't even what you wanted. And then you can say, that's not the woman I remember. So then she doesn't have to say, that's not who I am. And then it's less polarized. Then you're not talking from the extremes. The minute you put yourself on the extreme, the other person will defend themselves.
What do I have to do different in the way I communicate? What do I have to do different?
That's a beautiful question, first of all.
I wish that you
What is it?
would hopefully just kind of listen to what I'm saying without immediately
It's a
feeling like I'm
vase.
attacking you. Because I promise it's not my intention with whatever I'm saying to be attacking you. I'm just trying to tell you my viewpoint.
But I think I do now.
She just caught herself. Good. It's very rare that I just make a blanket statement like this. Your communication is terrible.
I never knew that. I thought we were really good at communicating.
Well, no, that doesn't mean as a whole. But this thing that I'm watching here is
This is so nice, this mirror.
at the root of a lot of what happens and happened.
Is that because we're coming from different backgrounds and do things differently? And
I don't know how much I would put it on culture, as much I would put it on your family cultures and your experiences that you had. I do see
Oh,
that
this green.
it wasn't good for both of you, and that conversation needs to take place. Not what was wrong, but how you change this, how you learn sexual communication.
I just cannot do that anymore. Physical, sexually, like I just can't. Something shut down.
So here's the idea. I don't know what your relationship is like sexually, but I have a sense for both of you. It's been massively outcome driven, rather unimaginative, too fast for both of you, and unsatisfying. It's terrible to be with a man who you feel is only pleasing himself, and it's terrible to be with a woman who you feel is just giving you pretty sex. So no matter what's gonna happen, each other, how you kiss each other, and zero outcome. Plenty of outcome.
But isn't this thing supposed to happen naturally? Why is it supposed
Where
to be
the
work?
hell did you learn that BS? Good. And for all of you who were not in the workshop and want to stay informed on this, or want to actually also get the other episode, because they're not all out yet, just come up to me with your little piece of paper and your email, and I'll make sure you hear it. What I'm trying to say is this. Why am I interested in sexuality? Because in every culture, in every era, sex is pretty much the window through which you can look at some of the most archaic, rooted, deep values of a society, of its treatment to women, to children, to power dynamics, to privilege, to double standards, all of it. And in every culture, sex is also the window through which the most radical progressive changes take place. Tell me about you sexually, and I know a lot about who you are as a person. Tell me about this relationship, and we'll know a lot, and so forth. From the micro lens, it's not an act. And the notion that, say, relationships start passionate and they just have one way to go and that's down, is also a fallacy. We should have a day just to debunk all the myths and all the misconceptions by which we often think about these things. A lot of people, sexuality and the connection and the intimacy improves when their sense of self-worth improves, when they feel better about themselves, when they accept themselves more, when they are less riddled with shame. It's all of that that goes into the experience. And because we live in a performance-driven, industrialized place, we really would like to be able to quantify sex. how many orgasms, how hard, how long, how many pills, and all of that, rather than understand that the erotic is a beautiful, radiant interlude that is massively unproductive. It has no numbers. You can't measure it. It's a state of being.
It's a
And
state
that in
of
order to be
being.
able to have that experience around the erotic, what we need today is a level of relational intelligence. And why is this so important? You know, 10, 15 years ago, if I went to a company to work on relationships in the company, it usually was because there was a crisis. And it was called the soft skills. Nobody cared a great deal about this, as long as it could help with the bottom line. But everything has shifted to an economy of service. So is marriage, by the way, an economy of service. We want an experience in marriage. We want to feel connected, we want to feel known, we want to feel seen, we want to feel a sense of purpose, we want to feel special. If that ain't service, what is? So we are completely in an economy of service and experience.
Favorite.
And for that, we need relational intelligence. We need to understand the basics of how we connect to others, how we respect others, how we share our values, how we trust them, how we let them trust us, how we can dream with them, all of those major pieces that have come to be known as relational intelligence. It's not the tasks that you accomplish, it's how you attend to the many other things around you while you are attending to the
This is
tasks.
digital trash valves.
Very different. And the good thing about intelligence is that you can cultivate it. Some of us have a better sensibility about it, but we can really all cultivate it. So, can we get the lights on all of you? And I'll play you one other little clip, which I think... Do we have another one, Linz? You see, you two don't have a problem loving each other. You know, you have this elephant that's been between the two of you for a long time, with a complete
Madonna?
over-focus on your performance, on the erectile difficulties, you know, and all these ugly words that are completely shaming and emasculating. And you know the word emasculating
for
does not
art's
exist in
sake.
the feminine. That's a plague for men. So change the language, because it is crippling. And it's as if you don't have a whole body. We make love with the whole body and a lot of other parts of us, not
This is
just with
really,
our
really ugly
genitals.
shit.
If you stay focused on those damn genitals, not much is going to happen. Simply because it's reductionistic and rather boring. And plus, you can't rely on them. But you can rely on your hand, you can rely on your smell, you can rely on your skin, you can rely on your hair, you can rely on your voice, you can rely on your smile, on your eyes. My God, there's a lot of instruments in this orchestra. And you're going to learn a question that was never asked to you as a child. What would you like? I don't think that was a question that was part of the family vocabulary.
No.
And so it's a little awkward to say, I like, or I would like, or this feels good, or this is, it's like this is gonna be called the therapy of indulgence. How do we learn to indulge?